Hello there, I'm Alistair McNamara.
And I'm Bradley Copeland.
And welcome to another edition of Mic'd Up. In fact, we're so committed to the format now that we have an actual person named Mike on our crew. Oh wait, he's on the other crew?
Yeah, he's on the other team.
Dang it.
But we do have Morgan Ryder and Nathan Morrison here to perform for us. And I'm really excited for this show. They brought in a lot of fabulous instruments, so here's how they got started.
The Deep Dark River combines music styling from blues, folk, and classical to create an uplifting and fresh sound. Morgan Ryder's mom was his inspiration for getting into music from early life. His mother is trained in operatic soprano, and Morgan recalls her voice fondly. Morgan's music career began in his adolescence with touring metal bands. During the summer of 2017, Morgan Ryder and the Deep Dark River was formed, and Morgan is now heading into the studio for an early 2019 release of his new album, which includes his friend Nathan Morrison on cello.
Now that we've seen how they got started, let's hear their first performance.
There lays a place where the lambs reach the stars. Unchallenged he treads alone and far. His faithful silent in their womb, so now everything
Morgan Ryder, Nathan Morrison. Please, everybody, stick around. No, don't click that close button. Bring it back here. Okay, there is more coming up. Stay tuned for our exciting interview on Mic'd Up. Hello, folks. Are you looking for some good old-fashioned family entertainment? Well, look no further than the most exciting thing to roll into an empty parking lot this autumn. It's a car! This non-moving marvel of mechanical engineering is a godsend of advanced technological transportation. And for this weekend only, you can come here to this parking lot and look at it. Just listen to a testimonial from this upstanding Canadian citizen.
Well, I have my own car, so one being in this parking lot isn't super special. I guess this one's blue. Mine's not blue. That's kind of cool, I guess.
This baby's got all the options. Tires, a back, it's blue, and it has 5 seats. 5 seats! Whatever plans you had this weekend, cancel them. You don't need them. This is what you need. Come here this weekend. You can pay at the entrance. Tickets are probably affordable.
I'm glad you guys didn't click away. You're not going to want to miss this insight into the deep, dark river. Thank you for joining us, Morgan and Nathan.
Thanks for having us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks very much.
I really like that first song. It was really well.
What was the name of that song?
That song was called Starfire.
It was really good. So you guys ready for the rest of these questions here?
Yeah, absolutely. Bring it on.
Hey, where can you find Starfire?
We are in the middle of recording it, actually, so you might actually be the first people to hear this besides our wives.
Yes.
Get this, everybody.
And our dogs.
Mic'd Up exclusive
Yeah.
Starfire.
So what actually inspired the name The Deep Dark River?
Well, I've been a tour musician for the last decade or so, and I've always written other stuff that's kind of more alternative, and none of it really fit into any particular category, and the bands I was playing with at the time, it just didn't really fit, so I guess I kind of came up with it as a bit of me alluding to all the writings and all the artistic pursuits I've done in the past that you can't see the bottom. There's so many things in there so it's kind of like a culmination of all those songs and all those lyrics and all those tours and everything, you know.
And before Deep Dark River, you were with a band called Vesperia, is that
I'm
correct?
still with Vesperia, actually.
Right.
Yeah, so we're just recording, and so this is taken over in the meantime as a recording and touring project.
So what's the difference between performing as part of a larger group and just performing, just the two of you?
It's a lot less hassle, a lot less gear,
Yes.
fewer mouths to feed.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
So what made you want to bring a cellist into the group there?
Just the dark nature of the sound of the music. I think having a cello just fits the style and the vibe I was kind of going for with all these songs that I've written for this particular album and going forward too. So I think it's going to be an integral component of the sound.
It's almost Game of Thrones-esque. Just had this real weight to it.
Yeah, definitely.
Very nice.
I watched that show a lot, so I think that might have something to do with it.
Yeah, a good part of it. I watch that show too.
Yeah.
I think everyone does.
Game of Thrones on HBO.
I was gonna ask, Nathan, how do you feel about what you're contributing with your deep sound, as he was saying there with the cello?
I think it's a very fitting sound. Actually, Morgan had put a cover song on Facebook, and I commented it needs cello, and then 2 weeks later he contacted me and said, "Hey, you want to get together in the fall time?" So
That's a good way to get involved with
so-
the band.
so yeah.
So, Morgan, you recently teamed up with Town Brewery in Whitby to release your very own coffee stout.
Yes,
It's called Between Night and Day.
it is. Yes.
So how involved in the brewing process were you?
They're very involved, actually, from start to finish. Besides canning, I didn't really do any of that. But yeah, we came up with the title of the beer. It's actually one of the songs off my first album. And we decided what sort of beer style would fit that particular song the best. So Tim's the head brewer there at Town Brewery. He's my best friend. I've known him for a long time. I don't know how long. He lived with me too, so there's that. So we have a bit of history going back, so we could really sit down and come up with a theme and a direction for that particular beer. But I was involved with the entire brewing process. I went there every day, and we brewed beer.
So what was the choice behind coffee stout? Was it kind of like I guess between night and day? So coffee for the day, stout for the night?
It was kind of an afterthought, actually. He's been brewing there at Town Brewery since he was part of their opening, actually, but they made a lot of contacts, and Treblecock Brewing was one of them. So they came forward and were offering him coffee beans. So he thought that it might be a particularly interesting note to add to the coffee stout. Yeah.
You guys won, Morgan won the back in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any awards you guys are going for, or anything you're trying to pursue award-wise?
With Deep Dark River?
Yeah.
Well, we've submitted for the Junos, so we're hoping to get one of those. Even a nomination would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So how does that happen? Like, how long is the process getting into the Junos?
There's a bit of waiting involved. I mean, there's an early bird that you can submit to, but this will be for the album I released last year, not this stuff. We're definitely going to be submitting this stuff for Juno consideration, but you have a particular window in the end of a particular year, like going up to the fall time, to submit your stuff and all your credentials and everything involved with the particular album or single or music video, and then they'll go to a panel and they'll decide, and then they'll let you know.
So do you have to go in? Sorry. Oh, do you have to go in like audition or just send in a sample?
It's a full submission process. So you have to send them like every little piece of material that goes along with that particular album, like the artwork, the credits, the inner booklet, everything. So they're being held in London in March. So in between now and then, I guess I'll be finding out whether or not it's going to win a Juno or be nominated rather.
Well, let's take it all the way back to your early days. I read somewhere that you used to spend like weeks at a time in an old van going from gig to gig. What's the vagabond life like?
Not glamorous at all. It's very difficult work. I mean, the whole rock star idea of being a rock star, it's not true at all. And nobody ever who goes that far ever pursues it for that particular thing. You just do it because you love music. But being in a van for weeks at a time is a thing that I don't know. You have to try it at least once. You know, it's good. It's
What
good.
was the coolest place that you played?
Ljubljana in a country called Slovenia. There's a little club we played
Europe.
out there, and there's like a castle on top of a mountain that we went and explored. And the people in Europe are just absolutely a different audience from North America when it comes to going to concerts and listening to music. I've noticed a lot of people in North America treat it still as, it's just like it's entertainment for the end of the week, you know, when you want to let loose. I found a lot of audiences in Europe are very receptive of it as an art form still, and they'll go and treat it as such.
Did you find touring in Europe was a lot better than anywhere else, or is it just enjoyed the atmosphere?
It's a different thing. You know?
Yeah.
It's different. I enjoyed the atmosphere, though, very much.
Yeah.
Okay, if you two could choose like anywhere in the world to play, where would you go? Just pie in the sky, infinite budget, like
Antarctica.
Antarctica. All right. So sort of
No one's
under.
played there. Wait.
You don't.
Maybe?
I mean, they have bases there. I mean, you'd be like meters underneath the snow.
That'd be cool.
Could
Fly to
happen.
Antarctica or take a ship.
Didn't seem like
I don't know how you get to Antarctica.
Better hope the thing doesn't happen.
That alone
Yeah.
is worth going to there to play. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So just
Or a
lastly,
mountaintop.
what can you tell us about your newest album and the tour that's coming up and everything?
The newest album is the first out of 4, and it's going to be a quadrilogy. It's going to be tackling some particularly difficult issues we face in modern times with like the climate and with the political situation, but it's going to be told through the lens of particular legendary animals in their particularly their particular climates that they belong to. So like a moose in the forest, a whale in the sea kind of thing. And each album's going to follow that theme. But this first album it's about a moose guardian looking over his forest, and the album itself is gonna be called King of the Forest.
You recently came out with a song, actually. It was tackling gun violence and other. Sorry, was that part of the album? Or?
No, I
Like a
actually
precursor?
wrote and recorded and released it all within a 2.5-week span. It was when I got back from the UK and I found out that about that big shooting that happened in Nevada. And
Yes.
I just
Worst
decided
in-
I was kind of. I wanted to, I don't know, just it sparked some creativity, and so I just let it go, and
It's
that's
hard
what
for
happened there.
events like that not to have an emotional impact.
Yeah, definitely.
So, I guess going forward, what are your hopes for this? Trying to think, actually, is it a duo?
It's a duo now. Yeah.
A duo? Okay, just wasn't sure what the proper term was.
It's a duo.
It's like,
Yeah.
trio, triplet.
Particular plans, we're going to do some gigs. Well, we're going to release this album in June, and
June.
we're going to play some select shows around Ontario and northern U.S., and then we're going to jump right into recording the second album, which is already written, and I'm starting to demo it right now. And then next year I want to do some major touring, like as many markets as we possibly can hit.
Well, you guys are going to be sticking around for one more song, right?
Definitely.
What's the song called?
The Hunter.
The Hunter. So I guess it's about a hunter.
It's about a hunter hunting our moose,
All right.
unfortunately.
Well, hey, everybody, please stick around after the commercial. We're going to have Morgan Ryder and Nathan Morrison here for one more song, The Hunter. We'll see you then.
A secret admirer. When Tim Horton rolled up the rim and lost, he realized he could make millions off of unsuspecting college students, and a Canadian icon was born.
Welcome back to Mic'd Up. Once more, here in the studio, we have Morgan Ryder and Nathan Morrison.
The hunter moves through the door, fire in his twice. I went and each day beneath the earth. Stars now beckoning home. After all these years that have come to be, we still find all there is that's wrong. May there come a day when we feel no more and raise our voices one. Raise our voices one.
So I want to thank the Deep Dark River for coming out. They did a great performance, and I'm looking forward to June when that album comes out. So stay tuned to DC Broadcasting. You won't want to miss the next episode where we have on another local artist. Thank you for watching. I'm Bradley Copeland.
And I'm Alistair McNamara. Keep it easy, everyone.